Hi guys, and in this video I'm going to be doing a quick review on this E220 Mercedes E-Class 2017. I'm not used to diesels anymore, but yeah, let's do it. My A250, there's a little problem with the car playing up, so I rang up Mercedes straight away. They offered me like an appointment within a week, and they've offered me this as a loan car. It's a diesel. I told him to give me like a GLS or something. He laughed and just walked away. I was like, yeah, cool mate. And he gave me this. It is dirty as hell, but you can't really see it on camera. But yeah, let's do it. Let's start off with the exterior. We'll talk about the interior, then we'll talk about the drive in case you're planning to get one of these cars. Right, so on the exterior, as you can see, it is the AMG line, which means it's got some subtle features. So we've got the LED high performance headlights, which is the exact same as mine. So obviously with it being the AMG line, you're going to have better headlights instead of the normal halogen ones. You've got your nice projector ones here. The car is fully kitted out with the front and back sensor system. Down here you can see it's running on some nice Pirelli tyres. So we've got the Pirelli Cinturatos P7s. Okay, just call them the Pirelli P7s. So we've got some Pirelli P7s here. They run flat and they are 19-inch there. So you can see 275, 35, 19. So that is what this car is running. Alright, one thing I really do like is how the boot opens. So you can either use the switch in here if you're obviously in the car and you want to open it for somebody, or you can just go around the back and just press the little button under here once, little click, and just leave it, and it does the rest. And as you can see, it's an automatic boot, and if you want to close it, you're going to go up here, punch that once, and Bob's your uncle, Jeffrey's your dad. All good. Moving to the interior where all the fun happens. So firstly, let's talk about the seats. I'm loving the seats. I've been in the car for about an hour and the sides literally hug you in. I'm not going to say better than my car does, my A250 Sport, but the seats really hug you in. So obviously on this side and this side you can see you're really strapped in. Even though the car's not going to go rapid, like really fast, it still straps you in. In terms of the seats, you can see here they're electric. So literally if you want the seat to go up, you just press on that while you're in and you can see it's moving forward. If you want the backrest to go back, you flick this little button back and you can see it goes back. So it's electric seat, something that my car doesn't have. I wish it did, but I'm not too fast, and I will be doing a little review on my car shortly to talk about what I don't like about it. In terms of the armrest, don't forget you got a big little area here in the armrest, so if I press that button it opens out like that. And in here, don't know whose water that is, but you've got your normal USB, you've got SD card slot in there, and yeah, that's a big space. Let's sit inside. On the inside you can see here it's got the same sort of steering wheel as mine, a little flat bottom steering wheel here. However, you've got these two little slide buttons, so if you can look at the dash and watch my finger at the same time, if I slide this down I can go through all the settings like I would on my car, but just with my little finger there. And with this one on the left here, that controls that little screen in there, so I can move around, I can play with it, do exactly anything I want, go through all the settings just by moving this thing left, right and up and down. If I go into the little area here, the command center, you've got this nice big scroll wheel here, which is obviously allowing you to move the selector around. Click on what you want, it's entirely up to you. You've got a few things in here which I was a bit bamboozled by when I first got in the car, but I kind of got the hang of it. That's your volume knob, so if you want to roll that up and down, that controls your volume. That's obviously on and off in any language. This button, I'm not sure, I don't know if it's the headrest, but I don't want to play with it because it's not my car. This is the obviously Eco Start, and over here you've got a little parking system, so it's like Park Pilot. So if you're in a tight space or whatever, you click it once and it will literally just help you out while you're driving, but it only works when the car is on. Obviously you wouldn't need to help parking your car when the car's off. You've got your parking sensor button there, and over here you've got your dynamic select. So one thing that did make me laugh, this is a diesel, and obviously dynamic select was your driving modes, and over here you can see it gave me Eco, Comfort, Sport Plus and individual. In Sport Plus, when you look over here, it doesn't do much. All it does is turn the engine in Sport, turns the steering in Sport, let's pop that up again, and takes off the traction control. So it's not really sport, it's not really nothing rapid, but yeah, I just thought that's a bit like, maybe, I don't know, yeah, it's a diesel, so there's not much you can do unless you're going to be pushing like those 3-litre diesels. Then you can say, yeah, you know what, I've got a beast. But this is literally a 2-litre diesel. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's a 2-litre diesel because it's pushing around 197 brake horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque, which is a lot of power, but it's nothing great, nothing really great. Obviously, you've got your, as you can see here, you've got your nice ambient lighting on the interior. So if I can figure out how to do this, you can press the home button, you scroll along. In fact, can I just use this? Yep, scroll along there to where it says colour. Let's use this because this is quicker. And you can see over here you've got loads of different colours, so you can change the interior to see if I want it blue. I don't know, if I'm going to a party and everyone's wearing blue, you can change it to blue, or if you want to go to red. So it's the exact same as my A250. Now we've gone back to red. I just like red. I just think red looks better on these cars. So yeah, and that's the cockpit. So yeah, guys, like I said, it's nothing overly special, but if I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot more spacious than the A-Class, obviously, and it's more comfortable to drive. The A-Class that I own is the AMG line, so that's the sports suspension, all of that, so that's going to be a lot more rocky. So an M25, this was literally, I felt like I was driving a boat. You know when they say you drive an estate and it feels like you're on a boat? That's how it feels. It feels like I'm just on a boat, just gliding along.
I'm the captain now.
In the back, there is tons of space. When I say tons, I mean there's loads of space. Yeah, I stand at 5'11", and I didn't struggle at all. And I like my seat quite, not far back like a gangster, but I like it back enough where I can sit comfortably, but at the same time not look like I'm trying to chew on the leather steering wheel. So one thing I've got to mention is that it is a keyless car. So as you can see here, you've got the start-stop button. You should be putting the key in there for it to work. There's a little sign in there, I don't know how well you can see it, to say you've got to put your key there, but the key just stays in my pocket and I've just pressed start and it works fine. So that's a nice effect. Some people don't like it because it means the car can get stolen, whatever, but I think it's a nice little idea to have keyless entry, but just got to be very careful where you keep your keys because there are these scanners and that, but that's another story. I've got to add this little walnut, whatever this little piece of wood here is a nice effect. It really does the interior well. I can't really see a car like this, an estate. It's not meant to be too sporty. There is a sport model, an E63 or whatever, but it's meant to look like a serious businessman's car, or if anything, just a solid car, and it really does that with this nice little wood finish. In terms of the dash, over here you can see you've got a leather dash, which I think looks alright as well. Overall, the interior's very well put together. On the side here, something that I have figured out, and that is what these two buttons are. So obviously this is the heated seat for the driver's seat, but if you press that button, there's a little L on it, and then you can control the amount of heat that's going on over here. So you can see here, I'm literally controlling it just by pressing this button. You can see that I'm controlling the different levels of heat. Another thing I really like these buttons. They are sort of these pilot buttons that just flick up, flick down, flick up, flick down. You don't push them in or anything, but they really do look like the car's been upgraded with this little clock. To be honest, I'm quite an electric man. I love my gadgets, but I really like this analog clock here. It's kicking it old school a bit, but I really like that. It's a nice little touch they've added. In terms of boot space, when I say it is huge, if I had my tripod with me I would show you, but it is huge. So the AMG line estate, or the E-Class estate, if you're after it and I don't know, you're a hitman or something, definitely buy this car. The space is totally huge. You got 12 volt in there as well, so if you're hoovering your car, or I don't know, you're a builder or anything like that and you require that, then that's great for you. There's two buttons here, on this side and over there, and that just simply allows you to do this. Can you see that? And this side does the exact same thing. Sorry, I've got a cold, and you can see straight away it's flat down, and that gives you it gives you loads of space in there. So we've got some nice rear storage. So over here in the back, you can pull this down. You've got little armrest people in the back, and they can store whatever they want to store in there, whether it's sweeties, whether it's Haribos, it's up to you. And obviously over here, you got two little armrests. So literally this car is super suited for travelling with people in it. Obviously that's what cars are made to do, but you know what I'm trying to say. But obviously you can see leg room in the back is more than enough. Seats obviously do curve back, which isn't ideal, but nobody's knees should be up there, because if you think about it, if that's the floor and your knees are hitting up there, mate, you should be shotgunning, you should be sitting at the front. If you're sitting at the back, then your mate does not rate you. Also over here you can see the ambient lighting comes all the way into the back. Also to add, I don't know why I'm pointing at this, but the gearbox is a 9-speed. So obviously with this being a diesel, the 9-speed's great. The efficiency is going to be even better. I think you can get around, is it 800 miles out of a tank? Don't quote me on it, but I think you can get around 800. Let me just double check. It says 826 miles out of a tank of 66 litres. So put about £80 in the car to fill it up at any petrol station, or 85, whatever. And you're going to get around 800 miles if driven carefully. And that's one thing I do miss from coming from my A3 diesel, like the efficiency of my I don't even want to talk about it, because I always say if you buy a fast car, you're going to drive it fast, so make sure you got the pockets to survive. But yeah, overall, this car's cool. It's a courtesy car, I can't complain. I would love to get like a nice little sports car or anything, but probably due to my age or whatever, they've given me a diesel because it's probably easier to insure. Yeah, I'll sort something out at a later date for them to let me test drive the G63 and all of that. But yeah, that is the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe. If you haven't, click that red button and subscribe. Click the notification button as well so you can be notified every Monday at 7 o'clock. And I'll see you in the next one. God bless.